Okay, well, while the inspiration is flowing about this inner half, I wanted to share with you another truth that has come through to me, and this is my truth around when I've connected with my hearth, my inner hearth, that holy of holies within me and my own flame, what it has shown me through connecting with the holy fire Reiki and the spirit of the earth together to unite my inspirations from the heavens with what I have as my lived experience, and through working with the holy fire to help to clear the egoic, unhealed aspects of my soul. I have learned a few things about some of the culturally created beliefs that we live in. Now, there's many things that I have learned. One of the things that is really helpful and validating for women, and potentially this is useful for men too, because it can relate to any great period of time and change. But there are many people out there who are having similar intuited ideals that are coming through around this. But one of the things that the holy fire and connecting with my inner heart has served me with is the ability to understand the transformation that occurs in the different phases of our relationship with our bodies. So, for example, in the women, we go through when we first receive menstruation. So when we go from, the maiden into the ability to procreate, and then into the mother when we actually fertilize and bring life into earth, and then through into the crone when we move from the mother nurturing into the wise woman. Now, these are ancient ideals that were very normal and very well respected. And they were rites of passage, when we moved from one space into another. They're rites of passage that not only were deeply liberating and celebrated, they were also times where we went deeply within to our hearth to understand that specific journey and how it was to unfold for each of us. Because within the feminine aspect, we have a womb, and the womb is its own sacred portal. It is how our hearth receives, transmits, and understands the messages that come through, and it's where we create from. So when you think about what the womb is capable of in the feminine, and that's the aspect we're talking about today, we can menstruate, we can grow a new body, we can actually even just pull souls through from the other side into our body. So we are able to receive souls through that portal into our wombs, nurture and grow them, expel them safely into life, and then raise them, and then grow from all of that into the next phase. So there are a lot of stories about that third phase. Each one of these is a particularly unique and incredibly powerful passage. So the next thing is to talk about a little bit about each one and how it works. So when we first start to menstruate, that's when we really come from a space of the child playingness, where we create very much in play, into the ability to be able to procreate. And that is a real shift, because it's then when we get our true connection to the ether and the ability to the potential to read energy that isn't just physical. And as women, we are all absolutely capable of doing that. It's something that we have largely forgotten due to somewhat the cultural conditioning that suggests that it is not normal to do so. There are many things that have come to create that, but that's not where the focus of today is. We're feeling into what has come through in those teachings around these different rites of passage. So for young women, it is a coming of age in that you start to be able to read energy and to feel energy that isn't purely physical, to enter spaces that will enhance and nurture the soul that you are preparing to bring through. Or if it's not a physical soul that you're manifesting, the very thing on earth that you came down to bring through, which could be, like, so for example, in ancient times, it would be the harvester of many crops, bringing in the weather systems that help to create beauty for the earth. Working with Mother Earth to channel a more beautiful and prosperous soil by listening to what she needs in order to help to support that. And we worked very much together with Mother Earth and her nature in our human nature together, just like the animals as part of that system. And so we were much more able to hear her messages and work with her to produce and create something that would bless her and ourselves. So that would be one thing. Now, in this day and age, it might be, a business that supports others, or being part of a business that is co-creating in order to provide something. So you find women in lots of places are nurturing not just people and children, but some women have come down here not to birth children, but to birth realities and ideas within business spaces that can help to nurture and support them. So that's how that can play out. But of course, whether or not you have a child, you still as a woman have that ability to connect with that other side, the bit that is non-physical, and not just etheric and level energy, but really very high up into the highest realms in order to pull down the most beautiful energy. So that is one great truth and rite of passage. And then, of course, we have the ability to naturally and knowingly and lovingly nurture. And that comes through in many ways, whether it's through our own children, whether it's in animals by being or becoming a teacher, or working in an environment where we do that. Now, of course, that's the natural thing. As I'm even speaking, you can probably think of 1,000 reasons where women aren't able to nurture and do that. And that's the sad part of the things that we have lost through losing the consciousness and the remembrance of how to be our most deeply enriching and nurturing selves, through connecting beautifully and lovingly with our wombs and allowing them to guide us in how we show up, and bringing an open heart to connect with our wombs in order to create from love. And that is a lot of the premise for women, is that we have learned to create from fear, lack, uncertainty, and that has been quite crippling in the sort of way that we have ended up creating at times. So as we connect with our inner hearth, that hearth helps us to see these things and reconnect with that divine wisdom of the feminine essence. So she can really show up in our lives in a much more truthful, authentic, and meaningful way. So that's the mother aspect. And then as we go into what we call here the menopause, when we again begin to move through into the next phase, well, that is another incredibly beautiful phase, because at that point, not only can we have lived an entire lifetime of birthing and nurturing and creating, we come to the point where we move into the wisdom. So we have the experience of a lifetimes of knowledge and the ability to have honed our creative skill and really tune in to all those callings and provide guidance to others. And that is a powerful process where our body undergoes this powerful elimination process. And what it does is it burns away anything that is not going to serve us in the next phase as we step into the role of elder and wise woman. So it will not let us take anything forward with us that is not relevant to what we are due to do next as women and nurturers. So our wisdom at that point comes through very naturally. Now, again, each of these rites of passage have become much more challenging in this current time because there are many cultural beliefs that these are not natural forms of women to go through, and they actually get in the way of being where we need to be and what we need to do. And that's just simply because the masculine energy of the earth, the way that it currently is, with so many systems derived from a very logical setting and away from the feminine, it means that our own feminine energy has got confused, gone under, and become overwhelmed with the masculine doing energy. And so all the systems are a little bit out of balance. So what we can do, and what the my inner hearth teaches me to do, is to connect with my feminine side and my feminine aspect, stand in that and own it completely with ease and with absolute truth and certainty, reclaiming my own feminine power and not tuning in or allowing into my inner hearth and my own temple any ideas that do not feel aligned with that truth. And that's a powerful place to be because it allows us to restore the balance of the masculine and feminine energy. And in doing so, it offers the masculine energy a really safe space also to come to ease and allow, so that the two can work together and find the balance that is absolutely, perfectly, and undeniably possible. So that's my inner hearth story for today. And there are so many things, because this is not something that's saying, oh, this is simple. Pay no heed to the fact that you've got menopausal symptoms, etc., etc. Everyone's story, everyone's journey is incredibly valid, and that's not decrying any of that. What this message is saying is that within ourselves as women, we have the ability to discern our own story. And when we take whatever symptoms and challenges we are having and sit with them and allow our inner hearth to become our center and hear those messages. And for me, I've also worked with the holy fire energy of Reiki to help to support my understandings. You can have your own version of that, but whatever that may be spiritually, whatever your spiritual persuasion is, you can then also understand your own inner machinations. Your body will tell you what it is that it is wanting. Now, sometimes, it does need external support, but it will tell you where you need to go. When we really tune in to ourselves and hear our body, that is very often all it needs. So allow yourself to believe that you have the power to connect and hear yourself and connect with that inner hearth, to bring yourself a sense of safety and conditioning that brings about the ease that allows you to move more smoothly through whatever you are suffering with, and also to know that you can still be busy and active and doing a lot of the masculine things that we still do as women in order to provide for ourselves, and still lean into this space. But know also that this is going to get easier. The shift is gently happening. And the more we lean into our inner feminine aspect and trust our inner guidance and allow ourselves to trust in that and voice our innermost sense of what is right and clear within and bring healing to those aspects of ourselves, the more comfortable it's going to get for all women, and how we will also help future generations to feel safe to own their most powerful feminine aspects too, and allow the masculine to find their feet without having to feel the need to overpower in order to bring any sense of safety, and all can gently come back into balance. So it is for today, and sending lots of love. If there's anything that you want to comment or views, then yeah, go ahead and share, and I'll be interested to hear what else you want to hear about, because I've got a lot of records that I've stored up here through the decipherings that have come through to me over the last 8 or 9 years since I've been working with Holy Fire Reiki. Take care. Lots of love.